touching rule because of the moisture and oils that we have on our hands. Yeah. So if you touch the rocks, the oil sticks, the water can't form over the top of it, can't leave its minerals behind. So we say our rocks die. Sounds a bit drastic, but that's what's happening. Rule number 2, have fun.
Thank you.
So just, well, that is good.
Really good person.
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah, on down. Yeah, nice and steady. Do you need him to leave any of that stuff in my...
I am good.
Thank you very much. We are next.
There.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Hi.
You're wearing the white shirt as well. So if you've got any questions, you can ask that. I'm going to tell you a few facts, have a bit of fun. I've got the creek behind us, you can hear. And the water we see in the cave is all up in the cave. So our creek is actually home to a few animals. We've got eels and fish, lobsters we might see, and if we're very lucky, we might even see a platypus. I say if we're lucky, lobsters we spot a few times a week normally. Platypus is a bit more elusive than that. So no guarantees apart from the glowworms. They'll put on a good show before we leave. Also, while you're standing here, I can tell you quickly about how the cave was discovered. So we think before it was discovered, it stayed empty. No one knew about it. The man living on the land back in 1906, his name was William Woodhouse. He owned the land as a farmer, a Scottish farmer. He was out with his dog one day chasing a possum. No, it wasn't because he was a crazy Scotsman, no. Possums were a pest, eating your plants. The government back then willing to pay you a quarter of a penny. So he chased after it until it jumped into a hole. But he was like, you're not getting away, I'm going to climb into this pit on his property. To retrieve it, he got his friends to lower him down a rope with a lantern on his side. He came down not where you did, but we can see the original hole here, so we'll have a look. Up there, if you can see those grey lines, that is where the original one was.
Yeah, I would have been surprised.
So, imagine Absalom getting down here, finding the possum, and then looking around and going, that's more than I had bargained for.
It's closed.
Retrieved the possum, but also saw the opportunity for tourism. So, you can then hear a few more times, and over the next few years, he removed the rocks to create the entrance that you went through. It became part of the past department and his family tour guides. First tourist officially was the Premier of Tasmania back in the day. So we like to say the ones over your heads, one up there as well. One of you watching where you're going when you move. Come this way.
Where is the water coming from?
Upstream. Well, the creek starts above ground and then comes through our ground, down further past our car park is where it comes above ground once again. That creek continues flowing into the river that flows into Old. And lastly, the creek, one thing that
I watch. లేదల్లా నాకేవ్స్ ఫ్లాష్ చేయట్టు
And from now on, we're going to have small steps and big steps, so please watch your steps. When you get to the steps, there's lights on our steps to see them.
Sure.
And stay to the right of that stalactite and you'll be all right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, around that one.
Yes. Whenever you reach steps, watch your steps from now on. I'll let you know when we've also lace books, especially near the steps. They're coming up. Limestone cave. So that's going to be the rock we're going to be seeing the most of. Our cave is full of limestone and in the valley as well. 154 caves, in fact, have been found so far. And the limestone, we think it was left behind here to create our caves around 50 million years. But in that time, what we're looking at has changed gradually and then greatly in that large 50 million years. Started its life though up here in the highest part. The same thing happens above ground in canyons, where the water is carving down and widening out in places and creating this cavern for us. Same thing. And these ones are hollow. We actually call them straws because they're hollow. The water is travelling not down the outside dripping, but running through the middle. When it drips off, it can leave behind a ring of minerals.
So how
Our straws, yep, they grow between 1 to 2 centimetres on average every 100. That's just from observation over like decades of very precise measurements. We think on average, I remember that's what they can grow like. But these ones, stalactites hanging on tight to the ceiling, stalagmites might grow up to reach the ceiling. Stalactites, stalagmites, they grow not just in those two where they have paired up, are getting closer and closer as they grow. In fact, if they continue as they are, they will in the future meet to form what we can see, what has already happened back here, columns and pillars. Those ones stretching from the top to the bottom or vice versa, best friends. And if you want to come in
Millions of many years?
many millions of years, and the handrails as we walk past. So be careful, everyone, not to knock it over. Better light on. There we go. Some nice ones here. Come on. So when I find the drips here, I actually have some crystal clear limestone filtered mineral water. I'm sure you're all wondering, it tastes real good.
Salty.
A lot of the time it tastes like whatever you left it in your hand, so be careful if you've just put hand sanitizer on. The roof, they again are 30 million years, but like I said, because this one drips so quickly, it hasn't had a chance to leave minerals behind in those water droplets before the water droplets drip off. Well, the water droplets, the water travelling over spends a lot longer travelling over the rock, so many more left here. What happens when we have the opposite, when it's a very slow drip? On the other side behind you, or careful if you turn around there, we have ones massively growing from the ceiling. For this one, our beanstalk, 1.5 tons, very solid, very heavy, very strong, not going anywhere. Very important you know that. We do monitor things like that, make sure everything in the cave is nice and safe. But even if somehow this one was to say fall and land on my toe, ouch.
broken?
Now, it was a thin rock, light passing through, lighting up the rock. It can look quite pretty. Some of you, if you're too far that way, you might struggle to see what I'm showing you. You can have a look at it from the other light, go in the other direction as you come past, and there's more examples of the thin rocks and the light passing through. A lot of them are really pretty, only happening when we have a bright light and a thin surface. If it's a bit too thick,
It's not passing.
the light will not pass, just straight through. All right, we'll keep. Oh, cool thing to see. Chop off. So lean forward and stay to your left where it's a bit higher on that side. I'm going to walk up first. If you couldn't see before, that's another great example. These thin ones we actually like to call our curtains or our shawls.
They look like bacon.
Yes, you spoiled it. Bacon strips. Bacon strips, sails, fins, Doritos. Keep an eye out, many of them up in the next chamber. Still let someone pass if you want. There isn't a huge rush, we're just coming towards me in a moment. Those ones are awesome. There's a lot more to show you. I've got through reach here. That have fallen down in a debris field. Quite a big one here, and a much bigger one back there, and a much, much, much bigger one under our feet. So these all fell down to create this chamber quite a while ago. I believe it was back in July of... There we go, that's the way we came, yep. Big bit of bacon. If you're wondering, we get bacon, these structures, these thin ones growing whenever we have an angled roof. If it is at the right angle, and the house described our wedding cake as our cascading waterfall of diamonds. When he first came down, seeing that under his lantern.
More wood than that.
He wasn't a geologist, didn't know what it was, looked nice and shiny. Disappointment, not actually diamonds. Calcite crystals, not really worth much, as I was saying. You also get your calcium from your teeth, your milk, all that stuff. So it's not as rare or as precious as like diamonds. Palm tree, or as William Woodhouse named it, palm tree, or mashed potato, cauliflower, mushroom.
Mushroom.
And if you're still not hungry, anyone, ice cream cone. If you use ice cream. On the top, some sprinkles. I find these the most interesting, looking like straws, but we think that was once grass. Small hole, grass seeds growing, water feeding it, keeping it alive. That water as well, though, full of those minerals. So as the grass or perhaps the tree roots stay petrified, the water flowing over it, calcified, creates. As we go this way, it's going higher as well. So, the short answer I don't know because it's right here, not further I know that order.
Phone పడిందనుకో.
Oh, down, awesome. Listen up, we're heading down and towards the creek. So if you want to, you can have a look in the creek, of course. The animals help me see that. If you're supposed to be seeing the allowance. As long as you remember to watch where you're going as you pass through everyone, Headache Alley. Check those spots in Headache Alley. I'm going to tell you where they are now. I'm also going to describe everyone close to me. And if you care about anyone close to me, just let them know as well. So first one, bottom of the steps there, down in the corner. Now. If someone asking, this is the deepest part. So it's only 50 metres up because it's up until you reach the height of the hill now. Less than 50 metres back down further down the hill, not the height of where we came in. Inches. If you want to get a bit of the way back, I'll come back that way pretty soon. This is the
Trophy లా ఉంది. See like cup holding side by side. Head.
take the section of ramp just there before the end, including the glowworms. Before that, over there I can show you in the middle faces animals and the hitchhiker. Up behind there, the squid. Squid games, obviously, and then behind you two is the shipwreck of the Titanic.
Yes.
And the shipwreck of the Titanic also holds up a secret. It isn't Jack, isn't. I'll give you some extra light.